I'd like to call a special meeting to order. Who's doing the pledge? I'd like to call on Councilman Hoots to do the pledge of allegiance and invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me in prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening asking your guidance on the decisions that we'll need to make for the benefit of the town of Irmo. Bless our decisions, bless those that are here, and remember our families that have been disrupted, that are in foreign lands, protecting our right to gather as we are here this evening. Bring them home safely. Guide all of us as we go home safely. We ask all of this in our Heavenly Father's name. Amen.
Amen. Are there any citizens here who wish to speak on the topic? Presentation by citizens. Anybody here to speak on the topic? Seeing none, we'll move on to new business. Approval of change order number 2 with the Clearwater Company in the amount of $36,170. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the change order.
Second?
Second.
Okay, so moving and properly second. Is there any discussion?
I'll be glad to discuss or give my position. Historically, and I know the park is something that is new to us as far as the size of the park and the activity. We know from our smaller park that things were going to become more and more frequent in the new park. As we see with the little park, the number of weddings that we have, the events that the council hosts there, like at Christmas time, we've constantly had to kind of upgrade it. Now we're looking at the new park, we're looking at it as a permanent home for the orchestra. Not that the orchestra is the only thing that will be there. We know for a fact that's not the case. But as the park grows in size, we're going to have more and more events there that are going to require power. And one of the things that we don't want to do, or I don't think we want to do, is to undersize that power. In the past, as we've moved the orchestra around, at every location we've had power problems. We've had breakers being tripped, we've had just the lack of power. We've had to turn people away because we didn't have enough power. This past year, when we had it on Carlisle Street, is the best we've ever had. I don't think we had a single breaker trip. We had enough power to provide for our vendors. And what we're asking is to replicate that power in the new park, because it's going to continue to grow. Keeping in mind that everything we've done up to this point has been above ground. We've called SCE&G, they stick a new pole in, pull the wire in, we mount electrical on the pole, and they drop the feed down to it. That's not the case in the new park. Everything there is underground. So in order to go back and make a small change at a later date will be extremely costly and extremely disruptive in tearing up the park in order to get underground. And it wouldn't be just like adding another wire. You may have to replace everything there to make it larger to accommodate that. So as we looked at it and looked at where the food vendors and other vendors are going to be located, we saw that it was a shortfall there. And that's where this is coming from, to increase the size of the amperage for that area to accommodate the vendors. And there have been some that said that, well, Not all vendors need that kind of power, and all don't. But those that have very nice trailers, self-contained units, that have their units air conditioned or are making ice type items like snow cones and ice cream, that type thing, they draw that 40, 50 amps of power. And the last thing that we want is a whole bunch of generators running, because then you got all these people trying to breathe that carbon monoxide that they're putting out, plus the noise from the generators. Granted, some of them can be very quiet, but they all put off the fumes. And I mean, it's even to the point now, even in campgrounds, that they won't let you run generators on a regular basis because of the breathing around. So for that, and that's kind of all in a nutshell, I think that we need to do this so that we're not back here next year trying to figure out how we're going to beef it up a little bit without exorbitant cost.
Any more?
I have a question. I'm just reading here, a new feeder for 400 amp panel with aluminum conductors. Dixon O'Brien, is he here?
Randy's right there, if you want to ask him. Randy?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So it says he approves aluminum conductors in lieu of copper, which saves $6,500.
Yes, sir.
So aluminum is safe,
Yes, sir. It's twice the size.
twice the size, so it can accommodate the weakness of
It's not a
it.
conductor, that's why they make it twice as large, but
Okay.
half as cheap.
I was just
But I
making
checked
sure.
with him before I did it that way, because he had copper on his drawing, and he said he didn't have a problem with it. Plus, they're making aluminum different nowadays. They're more compact. They're compressed. The only problem with aluminum is the connections, or the old aluminum anyway, is at the connection point. One connection point is going to be in the transformer, and that's what the power company uses anyway. The other connection point's in the panel.
All right. Thank you.
Mr. Grimble,
Yeah,
is this what we need to do?
yeah, that's what my consultant, GWA, Dixon O'Brien, he's a registered electrical engineer. He consulted with Randy and Marvin.
Okay.
And Whit, this is what you feel like, because your people are the ones that help service the vendors.
Yeah, this will take care of the problem.
Where's the size wire?
I don't see the size wire.
Is the
I
size?
know it has to do with the length that you have to run it. But
It's 250 MCM.
Uh-oh. Is that size 4 or size 12?
250,000 circular mills. is
Okay.
I'm trying to keep.
big.
Well, probably about that big.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's parallel. It's going to be 2 conduits with 3 wires on each one.
Oh, okay.
If we're thinking about doing a lot of different events, and I am,
Yeah.
that's why I went to Greenwood to that Festival of Flowers last week, then I think we ought to have adequate for several different events. We need to come up with some things.
Yeah.
And I'd want enough power to do whatever, we would plan to do.
I agree. I don't want any more tripping
No.
of
I don't
breakers.
either.
So it won't trip. Is that right?
Yeah. Or
It will not
blow.
trip.
Correct.
Yeah.
All
Well, I
right.
mean, in the pedestals, they're still feeding the pedestals out of the panel that's at the stage. But he changed it. Instead of 1 circuit per pedestal, you got 100 amps going to each pedestal. Well, 3 pedestals will share 100 amps, which is like quadrupling what it was. I'm not saying that you couldn't put enough people out there, enough vendors out there to maybe trip and try, but you got a lot of...
We got room for growth.
Right, and with the 400 amp panel, I even put a 200 amp spare breaker in there just in case you run out of room and want to add another 200 amp panel. And capacity is still 400 amps, but you can put a sub panel out there.
Okay.
Wherever this pedestal is, it won't do a loud hum, will it?
No, there's no transformer.
Okay.
Any more?
We waiting to hear from you?
Well, is this gonna make our project on time? Is it gonna continue to delay our project, or is this gonna make it work, still be on time, or what? By giving you this change order?
Randy asked for 15 more days, and I haven't told him we turned him down.
Okay,
That's why we called a special meeting to deal with this issue up front, so that we didn't wait till our next regular meeting, so that we didn't hold up the project. So,
I mean, we don't have a problem with y'all working on Saturdays and Sundays, you know? I mean, to make up for the rain days on Monday and Tuesday, you know? I mean, we certainly will pass an ordinance so you can do that if you want to.
We made some good strides this week, but did well.
Okay. Well, any more questions? If not, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor of the change order, signify by raising your hand. All those opposed, it's unanimous. Any other presentation by citizens about what we just passed? Nope. Seeing none?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Good
Motion
idea.
adjourned. Second?
Second.
Second. Motion adjourned. Meeting adjourned.
You did good, Gary.